see women punished for accusations or wanting to be free and independent. Male dominance has always bound women in chains, treating them like pets or even property. Since gender equality has always been an issue throughout history, women suffer consequences because of their desire to be free. Margaret Atwood's classic The Penelopiad shows that some men think poorly of women and even abuse or punish them for wanting to be independent. These classics, which many students read, often portray women inferior to men. The Penelopiad is narrated through the perspective of women, often changing between Penelope and her 12 mates. Penelope is the wife of the famous Odysseus, who slaughtered monsters and became a hero in the Odyssey by Homer, a typical hero's tale. As an independent woman, Penelope tries to add value to the kingdom by helping with the crops, land, and other things, while her husband was away from home at war. But obviously, the kingdom cannot be ruled by a queen. So after 20 years away from home, people believed that Odysseus was dead, and everyone automatically assumed that Penelope needed a suitor and a man to rule the kingdom. This led to many suitors barging into the castle and acting like they already owned it. No one thought twice about the idea of Penelope being able to rule the kingdom herself. After all, she did prove that she was capable of it. Being a strong, independent woman, Penelope and her 12 favorite and youngest mates decided to take matters into their own hands. All was going great until Odysseus decided to show up after disappearing for 20 years. The good news was that he was able to kill off all the suitors, but the bad news was he also hung the 12 maids, killing them. He hung them because they slept with the suitors, but they were just trying to help Penelope get rid of them. This was all done without consultation of Penelope, of course. Odysseus hung the maids when they slept with the suitors, but when he was on his so-called adventure, he slept with many different women and no one seemed to care. Why shouldn't he get punished? The maids got punished for doing the exact same thing Odysseus did, only he never got punished. Atwood does a great job giving a voice to those neglected maids. It was cruel and unfair, for they did what they were told. They were loyal, and in return they were killed for their obedience. The maids get to tell their side of the story, but in this quote, they are referring to their younger killer Telemachus, Odysseus' son. "We did not know as we played with him, there in the sand, on the beach of our rocky goat island close by the harbor, that he was foredoomed to swell to our cold-eyed teenage killer. If we had known that, would we have drowned him back then? Young children are ruthless and selfish. Everyone wants to live. 12 against 1, he wouldn't have stood a chance, would we?" In only a minute, when nobody else was looking, pushed his still innocent child's head under the water, with our own still innocent childish nursemaid hands, and blamed it on the waves. Would we have had it in us? Asked the 3 sisters spinning their red mazes, tangling the lives of men and women together. Only they know how events might have been altered. Only they know our hearts. From us you will get no answer. They were pure and innocent, although they wished they could have killed their murderer before he killed them. They were punished because they were women. They were punished for not obeying a man who was barely in their lives. They were punished for being abused by the suitors. These were the maids who were given a voice to tell us about injustices done to the women who don't have a voice. All these injustices also happen in real life. There are many incidents where women rights activists have been punished after they stood up to their independences. Susan B. Anthony was one of them. She organized the women's rights group and was a key leader in the women's suffrage movement. However, she was arrested and jailed for just trying to vote. When she first began campaigning for women's rights, Anthony was harshly ridiculed and accused of trying to destroy the institution of marriage. Just also recently, President Donald Trump passed a law banning abortion. He said that once it becomes illegal, he wants to punish any woman wanting an abortion. Seriously? Anyways, some people argued that now many women don't get punished for being free. In New York, 67% of women are sent to prison for hurting or killing their abuser. Many of these women get punished simply because they stand up for themselves or defend themselves against their abusers. Also, others think that there are many independent women in this time. It's true that many women such as Eleanor Roosevelt have helped in women's rights and not suffered any consequences, but some women who support women's rights eventually face their own punishments from their male counterparts. Although gender equality is slowly becoming less of a problem as each day passes, it's still there. Women should not have to face consequences for their actions. Women should be treated with love, not disrespect. They're not trash, animals, or worthless people. Women are human too, and they deserve to be treated like one. Treat women like you want your mother, sisters, or wives to be treated like. Let women become more independent and equal. Let women grow into the people they were meant to become.